Good morning everybody, and it's Friday today, so end of another week, start of the weekend. Shame we haven't got anywhere that we can go, but that's another story. So at least the snow's all the way here. I know that some other areas of the country have very deep snow, but this time we seem to have missed out on it, which is great for us and great for them, depending on how you feel about snow. I hope everybody has had a good week so far. Just to remind you that there is no message on a Saturday or Sunday, but on Sunday our church service will be on Facebook pages, website, and on the phone message line on Sunday morning by 11 o'clock. Sometimes it's a wee bit earlier, but you know that if you go at 11 you're definitely going to get it then. So not much to report, I don't think. Didn't hear from anybody yesterday. We were busy at Mum's house yesterday. Billy and Hazel came to help us to move some other stuff, and that is allowed because it's to do with a house move, so that was helpful to us, and I think that's what we'll be doing today and tomorrow, just getting the rest of Mum's house cleared out so that we can hand the keys back to the council at the end of the weekend. So we've been busy with that, but hopefully by Sunday that will be completed, and that will be one more thing ticked off our list of things to do. So I hope everybody's okay. Give us a wee phone if you've got a problem. Today is Phone a Friend Friday, so if you have been thinking about someone during the week, you haven't spoken to them for a wee while, then give them a wee call and they will be delighted to hear from you. As you've no idea the number of times that people phone me and they'll tell me that somebody or other had phoned them during the week and how nice it was to hear a friendly voice and some news of someone else. We're becoming so isolated at the minute because we can't go out and about, so our phone is our friend. So give someone a wee call. I know that a couple of people did ask me for people's numbers over the last couple of days, so hopefully that will result in some calls today. So apart from that, I think that's about it. We've been reading the story of Joseph for the last couple of weeks, and I think we can get to the end of it today. I'm going to read Genesis chapter 45 and then just a little bit of Genesis chapter 46, which will end for us anyway, the story of Joseph. And as you know, the story of Joseph and the family went on well after that, and if you want to read that yourself at the end in Genesis 46, 47, 48, you'll read all about the descendants of the family of Joseph and how they populated then after that. So I'm not going to read all these names out today. You'll be very glad to hear, but really just to hear the end of the story of Joseph. So chapter 45 first of all. Joseph was no longer able to control his feelings in front of his servants, so he ordered them all to leave the room. No one else was with him when Joseph told his brothers who he was. He cried with such loud sobs that the Egyptians heard it, and the news was taken to the king's palace. Joseph said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" But when his brothers heard this, they were so terrified that they could not answer. Then Joseph said to them, "Please come closer." They did, and he said, "I am your brother Joseph, whom you sold into Egypt. Now do not be upset or blame yourselves because you sold me here. It was really God who sent me ahead of you to save people's lives. This is only the second year of famine in the land. There will be 5 more years in which there will be neither ploughing nor reaping. God sent me ahead of you to rescue you in this amazing way and to make sure that you and your descendants survive. So it was not really you who sent me here, but God. He has made me the king's highest official. I am in charge of his whole country. I am the ruler of all Egypt. Now hurry back to my father and tell him that this is what his son Joseph says. God has made me ruler of all Egypt. Come to me without delay. You can live in the region of Goshen where you can be near me. you, your children, your grandchildren, your sheep, your goats, your cattle, and everything else that you have. If you are in Goshen, I can take care of you. There will still be 5 years of famine, and I do not want you, your family, and your livestock to starve." Joseph continued, "Now, all of you, and you too, Benjamin, can see that I am really Joseph. Tell my father how powerful I am here in Egypt, and tell him about everything that you have seen. Then hurry and bring him here." He threw his arms around his brother Benjamin and began to cry. Benjamin also cried as he hugged him. Then, still weeping, he embraced each of his brothers and kissed them. After that, his brothers began to talk with him. When the news reached the palace that Joseph's brothers had come, the king and his officials were pleased. He said to Joseph, "Tell your brothers to load their animals and to return to the land of Canaan. Let them get their father and their families and come back here. I will give them the best land in Egypt, and they will have more than enough to live on. Tell them also to take wagons with them from Egypt for their wives and small children, and to bring their father with them. They are not to worry about leaving their possessions behind. The best in the whole land of Egypt will be theirs." Jacob's sons did as they were told. Joseph gave them wagons as the king had ordered and food for the trip. He also gave them each a change of clothes, but he gave Benjamin 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of clothes. He sent his father 10 donkeys loaded with the best Egyptian goods, and 10 donkeys loaded with grain, bread, and other food for the trip. He then sent his brothers off, and as they left, he said to them, "Don't quarrel on the way." They left Egypt and went back home to their father Jacob in Canaan. "Joseph is alive," they told him. "He is the ruler of all Egypt." Jacob was stunned and could not believe them. But when they told him all that Joseph had said to them, and when he saw the wagons which Joseph had sent to take him to Egypt, he recovered from the shock. "My son Joseph is still alive," he said. "This is all I could ask for. I must go and see him before I die." And then on to chapter 46. Jacob sent Judah ahead to ask Joseph to meet them in Goshen. When they arrived, Joseph got in his chariot and went to Goshen to meet his father. When they met, Joseph threw his arms around his father's neck and cried for a long time. Jacob said to Joseph, "I am ready to die now that I have seen you and know that you are still alive." Amen, and God bless to us the reading of the story of Joseph over the last couple of weeks. Hope you've enjoyed hearing again a really well-known story from the Bible. I certainly have enjoyed reading it. If you would want me to read some other Bible verses, please let me know. I'm happy to read anything that anyone particularly finds supportive to them. Other than that, next week you'll have to just read or hear what I decide again. I'll look for something, I think, from the New Testament for a few days, and after that I'm hoping to have some different readings over the time of Lent. And next week, hopefully, we will have some information about the Lent study group, which will be starting on, I think it's the 19th of, the 19th of February. So 2 weeks today. So hopefully next week we will have some idea about that. But hopefully during Lent we can have some Lent reflections during that time. So take care, everybody. No message tomorrow. Bible the service on the websites and things on Sunday, and after that we will be back and we will see you again on Monday. So see you then, everyone. Bye.